drink my coffee, I get going fast because I only have so much time to upload on this. But it wouldn't be so, and I wouldn't be sitting here with such conviction to tell you guys the goddamn truth. I mean, pardon my French, I'm not here to score some fucking points. You know, I'm not here fucking saying, something that isn't goddamn real that I don't have fucking evidence for. I got evidence of my dad. The photos matches the photos. Look what they've done here. This fucking matches me. This is my fucking face. I ran a bowling alley in Chehalis, Washington. I would go to the fairs. I would walk. I would go to all the fucking events around the county. I'm buying a bowling alley. I'm inviting you and your family in. I'm walking up to every law enforcement officer and I'm handing them a card that's good for a $30 value to come in my bowling alley. Come on in my bowling alley and bowl in my bowling alley. You know, I gave away, $40,000 worth of bowling as a promotion in the summertime. I turned around and I flooded the goddamn market with the business cards after they screwed me. They took me to goddamn court. They won't take their fucking business cards anymore. And what I said in court was, look, they're going out of business. I said they won't even take their business cards. This was a promotion and they won't even do the promotion. And they ran all that on me and on my name and stuff. And now, and the people in Lewis County knows me as a good person and they know them as a bad people. So when you're out there picking goddamn apples and oranges up, I get people that stop. They pull over alongside the street. They go, "You're the guy from the bowling alley. When are you going, or are you going to come back into bowling?" I mean, Jesus Christ. I said my dad paved my way in bowling. I didn't know my dad hijacked an airliner and literally paid for bowling. When I look through this here, I don't see just one bowling center, Alpine. I see the Chehalis Bowling Centers involved in this. I see the Fairlanes Bowling Centers involved with this. Now it's called Fairway. They've painted it Sheriff's Green. They've put stickers on it. They got put a church in front of it. They're hiding behind children like Hezbollah. They're hiding behind children in Morton, Washington. I had contact with them up at the Morton School last summer prior to the war in the Middle East. They were going to make it into they were going to blow up Morton, Washington, I believe. They were going to make it into a Jim Jones lemonade stand situation. The Morton Loggers Jubilee was closed down. DOT got involved. Members of the community has sent me emails about what's going on in Morton, Washington. A woman named Linda Stanley posted a picture of Bill Fairhart's cemetery stone in line with the bowling alley, and they cleared off the letters on it, and it says art. Can you see the art? There it is right there, John. Linda Stanley is the first woman that I ever seen in her panties. She lived across the street from me in the White houses with Jimmy White and Terry White and Angie White. And Linda lived right over there with them for a while when I lived across the street from Division Street. And you know what happened to that house of the Whites? It got burnt down prior to Terry Shortridge getting murdered. My brother Jim's telling me it's an insurance job. Then Shortridge gets murdered. Jesus Christ, I'm going from one thing to another. Over in Mossy Rock, he's touched off a 30-06 behind me. Upstairs, there's being gunshots being shot out the windows. There's being guns being played within that house behind my dad's back. My mother is allowing it to happen. My mother is encouraging things. Matter of fact, I caught my mother teaching the boys how to get killed. And when I heard her when I overheard her talking, and I usually don't eavesdrop at all. Jesus Christ, when I heard what she's doing, I walked into the room and I had to goddamn stop her and tell these boys, you don't listen to that woman no more. I will be talking to you guys. And this woman, my mom, right here, Mom, you're telling these kids how to get goddamn killed. Because she's telling them that you walk up the road with traffic. And she's told me in the past that her brother got hit by doing that same goddamn thing and killed. So right here, she's goddamn doing this to them, and she's also reinforcing this in my mind. My mother, Marietta, was a crossword puzzle fucking weirdo. And she was involved in the Zodiac thing, her and my dad doing the crossword puzzles bullshit. You'd watch this woman, she'd be doing crossword puzzles, and she'd be living in books, love stories, Harlequin romance books, you know, and she's sitting there all the time, hiding behind her goddamn books and stuff, plotting and planning against people on that house on Rhode Island Street. Rhonda Reynolds came right there to that house after I went to my attorney's office for a meeting or to pick up my check. I'm getting road rage situation by a law officer. He said he was a policeman. They said he was a dog catcher, passed himself off as a police officer. They started doing a 3-ring circus with me in Lewis County. The Lewis County, an officer came to my house and told me that guy's gonna get 5 years. You know, I never pressed no charges against nobody. This is the same thing they did with little Joe Tromley. When they put a hit on me with little Joe Tromley, they came and they told me that little Joe Tromley got 5 years. Little Joe Tromley never got no 5 years. When they ran me off to Nevada, the next thing I know, the next time I seen Janice Sanders that was begging me to help her, to protect her, and she couldn't tell me what this was about. When they ran me off to Nevada, the next time I seen Janice Sanders, I see a great big goddamn tombstone right there in the right there next to the bowling alley. She's got the biggest tombstone right there. I mean, you drive down towards the bowling alley and you get almost to the mortuary where you see it diagonal. Look right there. There's a goddamn great big tombstone they put right there. And Tim Stockdale's just right over here. And Skip Davis and Marlene Netzer and Betty Ford's just right over here. And they got murdered out of the Wheel Cafe. You know, and Skip Davis is a law officer in that town, so they murdered Skip Davis. They murdered Marlene Netzer. They murdered Betty Ford. My mother ended up moving into Betty Ford's home, you know, silence the community. This was in 1980 when my dad and mom broke up prior to the mountain blowing, because when my mom and dad broke up, I went out there to see my dad. My dad had no car. My dad was carless. I left my dad a goddamn car. I think I walked out of there and I fucking caught a ride back home. My maid made sure my dad had a goddamn car. When I went over there to his house, he didn't know I was there. The car it's really quiet. It was like an LTD. It was brown, so you really don't see it. It was actually a copper color and rust, so it really didn't stand out. And it's quiet, and it had a 289 in it. And I bought this car from Ellen Armstrong. So anyway, and it runs quiet. Dad likes that. and it's there and it's available. That's even better. So anyway, I asked him, I said, so how long's this been going on? And he's sitting there and he's got glasses on, and this is why I'm saying this. And he's sitting there and he looks pretty sad because Marietta's left him, the girls are gone, everybody's gone, he's there by himself. He's there in an empty house with this green bag. I've never seen anything like this before. It's a goddamn parachute bag. It was one that I see in these here pictures. That was a D.B. Cooper bag that they furnished him. and it's a green bag, and it was sitting there, and it didn't have that chrome thing that looks like it's the ripcord and stuff. I'm not familiar with uh, uh, parachutes and such as that. I've never had a backpack on me. I've never touched a parachute pack before. But I goddamn seen that sitting right there at my dad's feet in that house when I'm sitting at him wearing glasses, and I'm thinking, how long has this been going on? Because they used to make fun of me. The whole family made fun of me wearing glasses. They called me Clarence the Cross-Eyed Lion. Matter of fact, when I was in that cage when I was a kid, they'd walk past me, they'd go with their spoons and stuff while they were walking to the front room to watch TV. I would get out for Hogan's Heroes. I'd hear these when Hogan's Heroes go keep running back and forth, so excited because they're living in a goddamn POW camp in their goddamn minds. My family was when I was a kid. And they had me as a hostage in a cage. You know, they can explain a lot of things. I'm telling you the details, and I'm telling you what was going on. And for my family members and stuff, when they hear me talk about it, they goddamn become speechless because they know that I remember. My mom couldn't believe what I remembered when I told her I remembered them taking me to Hurricane Ridge and taking me to that place and told me to look down and look straight over and fall to my death. And I looked at her and I told her about that. You could tell that she thought I'd never remembered that, what she had done to me. And I gotta tell her, I'm the guy that'll come over, look straight down and come back and tell you what I found, Mom. And you should have seen the look on her face. And then all of a sudden they created a goddamn war on me. Because she goddamn knew I fucking remembered everything in Port Angeles, Washington. Everything. So anyway, I'm at 12 minutes this morning, and you know what? I'm having my first cup of coffee, and I'm saying good morning. When my neighbors and stuff act out and stuff, and I've been threatened, you know, like I have been over and over and over. I mean, how do you like being, somebody comes and they confess that, you know, we like each other and stuff, and they say a phrase at the door right here, it's a good day to die. You know, I'm not going to somebody else's place. It's coming right here to my goddamn door. And I have family members that's threatened me at my door. And it's because the law enforcement and my brother Jerry Wright has done this. I want Jerry Wright's goddamn ass in a fucking cage. And I'd like to go fucking goddamn see him. You know what I mean? I'd like to be able to walk in the goddamn cage and close the goddamn door and say, now you ain't never getting out of here without coming through me. And George Fairhart, I feel the same goddamn way about him. And Bruce Kimsey, you weigh 285 pounds. You're 100 pounds light from Little Joe. They call Little Joe not because Little Joe's little. It's because Little Joe's like a goddamn bulldozer. And Little Joe bled. Because Little Joe pulled a goddamn gun on me. I never pulled guns on other people. Other people pulled guns on me. You know, I'm not out after people's gun rights. But if somebody fucking ever threatens me with an AR-15 again, they should be goddamn beware of what they're saying. Because if they have an AR-15 and they are saying something like, it's a good day to die, it is a good day to die. I don't need a gun. They do. Anyway, 14 minutes, I gotta get off this. You have a nice day. I'm a non-violent person unless somebody wants to bring violence, and then if you bring it and you get what you goddamn deserve, you are gonna pay the price.